some backup for the battery. So while we are doing the drive, your tablets, your devices and scanner, everything should be charged to 100%. And even after that, the whole kit needs to be connected to the external battery, because sometimes battery can be issued during the drive. So it's important to charge all the devices properly and still carry an external battery source during the drive. Okay, so now we can start with the DRT scanner. So we will so to summarize the process, first we start the kit, connect the scanner, configure it, load the floor plans, collect the data, verify it, and then we upload it. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So as I mentioned, we need to power the tablet, launch the application, plug in the external battery after I have charged the tablet to 100%. Power up the scanner, then we launch the application. Okay, so these are the external battery packs which are provided by the Falcon kit, which you can use for external power source for the tablet and the devices as well. Okay, so after we have covered all the battery scenarios, we launch the Falcon application. Now, as we know that when we launch the application, there are 6 icons. So before we start the test with DRT scanner, now there are 2 scenarios which we can cover with scanner. One is, suppose I want to do a test with just the scanner, no devices at all. So for that, what I do is I go to the settings icon, and when you launch that settings icon, you will see there's an option with the name scanner only mode. So if your drive includes only scanner, you have to enable this option. After you have enabled this option, then you go back to the external devices icon. So here what we do is we will attach the scanner and we will select DRT in that option. Then the second option is use scanner. In that you will select the DRT4311B scanner. After you have attached it and selected the scanner, the third option is configuring the bands for the scanner. So as soon as you click on the configure bands, it takes you to the next screen, and then as you can see, you have to press on the connect button. So it will connect. So as soon as you press the connect button, a pop-up will appear. After this message comes up, you don't need to worry about this. You just have to click it OK, and your tablet and the scanner will be connected. The next step comes, is the configure scan bands. When you click on it, it takes you to this screen. Now, as you can see on the screen, there are different technologies: LTE, WCDMA, GSM, eVideo. So suppose I want to configure the bands for LTE. So first I select the technology. Then below the technology there is an option called select a band. So when you click on it, a whole list will appear with the bands and the specific channels, the corresponding channels. So in that list, as per your requirement, you select the band that corresponds to the channel. After you have done this pop-up will appear on your screen. You have to click on choose channels because now you have selected the band. So when you select this band, it will show you the range. As you can see on the screen, suppose I select the band 17, and there is a range for the channels from 5730 to 5849. So I've selected.
Question.
Yeah.
You want to watch too? Yeah. How many channels or band can you scan it? Yeah, so this is question.
Okay, you can add as many channels as you want in a specific band.
I was invited to the meeting, so.
So-
How about the band? Can you select, like, if we have 4 carriers, can we select 4 carriers?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so as per your requirement, you can have 4 bands, 5 bands, and the respective number of channels according to that band. So there is no limitation on that. So after you have selected the band, there is a range of the channels. You click on this, you select the band, it will give you an option to choose the channels. So I will select choose channels, and here I can add the number of channels as per my configuration. I enter a specific number, click on the option add, it will save that channel, then the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. As many as channels as you want. So after you have entered and added it, you click on the option save. So it will save those channels, channel information respective to that band, and you can repeat the same steps for all the technologies, just like the LTE in this case.
Yeah, another question.
Okay, so we can repeat the same steps for all the technologies. And after I have entered the channel information respective to the bands, so suppose there are like 10 bands or 15 bands for all the technologies, and I want to see a summary of the bands and the channels. You see these 3 lines at the top right corner marked in red. I click on that, so it will take you to this screen. So it is basically a summary of what channels, which channel have you configured under which band. So you don't need to remember it. It will show you that this is the band and this is the channel you have configured for each technology. So that's it. You have to select the band, enter the channel, save it, and then you can see the summary over here. So this is the whole process for the channel configuration. And after you have done this, you have successfully completed the configuration. Then we have to disconnect the kit again. When you press back, it will take you to the screen. You click on disconnect, and it will disconnect the tablet and the scanner. So you go back, and then you click on kit. So as soon as you click on kit, it will take you to this connection screen. Now since you have selected the scanner only mode, so it shows the scanner only here, no devices. But yes, we can have scanner and the devices as well together in a single test. So if you want to have a test with scanner and devices, you don't need to go to this option scanner only mode. This should be disabled. You simply go to the kit, add the devices, attach the scanner as mentioned in these steps. You will have the devices and the scanner on this screen. So once you click on kit, it takes you to the screen. You see the scanner, you press connect. Okay, so the important point to be noted here is when you click on connect, sometimes if there is a connection issue, just always make sure that the Bluetooth of the tablet and the DRT scanner are working properly, and they're not toggling in between, because sometimes this happens and it can break the connection. So after you have made the connection, it will show you the option next. You click on next. I suppose we have gone through these steps, how to create a project, how to then create a session. Is that okay? So I will brief you once regarding how to create. So after you have hit the option next, it will ask you to select the project. As you can see on the screen, you will click on create new project if you want to create a new project for your walk, or if you have done some previous projects, you can select the old projects as well. So when you click on create project, it asks you to enter the project name and select the type of project. For indoor walk, you select walk test, outdoor drive test, and for FCT you select FCT. You enter the project name, click on OK. It takes you to this screen where this is a screen where you enter the details of the session. You can have multiple sessions in one single project. Here you select the test type and enter the other details like user ID, market, venue name according to the venue of your walk. You enter the details, and when you fill out the form, then you fill out the whole form. You click on next. So this is where it asks you to whether you want to do your walk with an IWave file, or you have an image file, or you can click an image. So suppose if I have an IWave file, I will click on import IWave, or if I have an image file, I can click on import layout. And if I want to click a picture of the layout, I click on add layout. So for example, I have an IWave file, I click on import IWave. All you have to do is you just have to keep that IWave file in the tablet. So as soon as you click on import IWave, it will take you to the ES File Explorer, and you can select your IWave file from there. After you have placed it in the tablet, you select the file, it displays the file on the screen. You select the floors as per the configuration of the IWave file. You select the floor, then again hit next. It takes you to the screen which we call the test screen. You can see the scanner on the left hand side. You can see the name of the scanner and all the information regarding the KPIs. So now you click on start test. It will show this message. The test would start on first tap. So you just have to tap once and your test will start. So data collection will start on the first point. Where you have clicked on the point, it will start the data collection on that point. So as per the configuration, as per the floor file, you have to keep tapping after 5-10 seconds as you perform the walk test, and it will keep configuring the bands. इसकी ट्रेनिंग पहले हुई है क्या स्क्रीन की?
Is it a requirement to tap the screen 5-10 seconds, or you can do it in a minute?
Well, it depends on where you want to collect the data. So when you're doing the walk, a pop-up will appear after every 10 seconds that click, please tap, please tap. So wherever you keep tapping, it keeps collecting the data. So as per as per the venue, as per the floor file, wherever you want to click on the point. Suppose you want to click the data on the third point, then click on the third point, the fourth point, and the fifth point. So yes, it's important that you keep tapping.
It's pretty annoying actually. Is there any way we can stop pop-up message and then just at a point where we want?
No, the pop-up message does not stops. There's just this small pop-up message which comes in black at the bottom of the screen. After a gap of 10 or 15 seconds. Because it's important that you keep tapping. It won't disturb your flow. It's a very small pop-up which comes at the bottom of the screen.
So it doesn't matter if we don't tap, right? If we decide to tap it in a minute or 2 minutes, then it should be okay, right?
Yeah, that's definitely fine.
Okay.
But it's advisable that you keep tapping after a period of, let's say, 10 or 15 seconds. But yes, you can tap even after a minute.
How many undo can you do on this?
Well, you can undo all the tapped points except the first one.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, there's another option with the name add point. Now suppose I want to just zoom on my screen with my hands, but I do not want the points to be tapped, or I want to do anything on the screen, but since I will touch the screen, so I do not want the points to be tapped. So when I click on this option add point, it disables the tap on the screen. So when I click on add point and I touch the screen, it won't tap the points. It will disable that functionality. So I can zoom in, zoom out without tapping. And if I want to tap back again, I disable the add point option and it will start tapping again. Also, there's an option with the name pause. Now, for any reason I want to pause my test, I click on this pause option and it will ask you, do you want to pause the test? It will pause the test. And what basically pause does is that it pauses the test. No commands will be run on your devices, and the timer which you see on the screen on the screen of a tablet, this timer will pause for that duration. Okay, so what I will do now is I will do small test and just repeat all these steps on the tablet itself so that you can see it. Okay, so is everything clear on the scanner part, how to configure it, the configuration part of the band and the channels? Any questions on that? Okay, so I will move on and I will perform an actual live test so you can see all these functionalities. Just give me a minute. Apologies for the delay. So as you can see, this is what I was telling, that this is where you can create a new project or you can select an existing project. There is this list of projects. It is classified as if there is a list of indoor projects and there is a separate list of outdoor projects. So suppose if I want to select a new project, I will just put a random name, select the test type. this creates a new project for me. Then I enter in these details as per my venue or as per my requirement. After I have filled the form, I click on next. Suppose I select this file. This is an image file, or so this is where you start the test, and your test starts actually after you have tapped the first point. So as I was saying, so if I want to undo this first tap and I click on undo, so it shows me a message that removing first point is not possible. So you cannot undo the first point, but suppose if I want to undo these points, untap these points, I click on undo and it will untap the last tapped point. Also, as I explained this step, that if I click on add point, it will disable the functionality to tap. So I can when you will click on the screen, it won't, you can zoom in, zoom out without tapping any point further.
HTTP upload failed to start on Samsung SGHI 337.
Yeah, so as you heard this is an alarm. Suppose a command fails on a particular device, so it will give this alarm that this particular command has failed on this specific device. So there are a number of alarms which come on the screen of the tablet. As you can see here, this is where the alarm will appear. Now suppose my device has low battery, so it will give you an alarm for that as well. So this point will turn into red, and when you click on it, it will show you that the battery is low in this particular device.
HTTP upload failed to start on Samsung SGHI 337.
I hope you can all hear this alarm. Guys, can you hear me properly? Can you hear the alarm? Okay. Okay, so as I was explaining the alarm scenario, so this is where you will get the alarm. So suppose if a command fails on a particular device, it will give an alarm that this particular command has failed on this device. And suppose if my battery level is low in any device, it will give an alarm for that. So an action needs to be taken whenever an alarm appears, whether it's an alarm for the low battery, or when you go for the outdoor walks, you will have an alarm that the GPS is not working, or for the low battery, or sometimes there is some space storage issue in a particular device.
HTTP upload failed to start on Samsung SGHI 337.
I hope you all can hear this alarm. Okay, so when there is so for example, there is an alarm for the space issue, so it will give you an alarm for that as well. And there's an option called the ring and vibrate. So when you click on that, so suppose I have 6 devices, I want to know that alarm is coming on which device. I can click on this ring and vibrate option, and that particular device will start ringing on which the alarm is coming. So if there's an alarm for the space issue, so the action needs to be taken. We need to clear the space on that particular device, and then only the alarm will disappear for the device, and you can then continue with the walk. So So in this specific space, you will you have the information regarding the alarm.
HTTP upload failed to start on Samsung SGHI 337.
You can see the name of the device, the different KPIs and their values you can see for each device on the screen of your tablet, which command is currently running on each device. So you can have all the information of each and every device on the screen of your tablet. So now if I want to pause the test, I click on pause and I click on yes. It will show you as pausing the test. So it will pause the test on all the connected devices. And as you can see, it shows paused on the tablet and the timer also stops on the tablet. So it pauses the test for that particular duration. No commands will run on the devices. And now if I want to resume, I click on resume and then my test will start again. So yeah, as I was saying, the pop-up keeps appearing after 10 seconds. You can see at the bottom of the screen, it shows as please tap. It's a very small pop-up, so it won't disturb the flow. Yeah, as you can see, this is a pop-up with the name please tap. So this was the message I was talking about regarding the tapping option. Okay, so we have covered all the scenarios on this. This is the test screen. So okay, also there is another small option. As you can see, there are 3 dots on the top right corner. So when I click on it, it shows as view hierarchy. I click on it. So what exactly this is that there is this, it shows that the tablet is connected to how many devices. So at the left, this is the tablet and this is the device. So the green signal shows that this tablet is connected to this device, and if there are 3 devices, it will show you 3 devices connected to the tablet. So I can see the whole hierarchy here. And suppose during my test device gets disconnected due to any issue. So when the device gets disconnected, this green signal will turn red. So you can see in the hierarchy which device is connected and which one is not. Okay, so I can tap all these points as per my view plan. Okay, guys, any questions still here? Any confusion? Any doubts?
Was that at the top where you press to get the hierarchy?
Yeah.
That button at the top.
Yeah. This there are 3 dots on the top right corner. So
I see it. Yeah.
now you click on view hierarchy. So that at the left hand side, this is the tablet, and on the right hand side, this is the device, and the green mark shows that the tablet and the device, they are connected. Now I have only 1 device in the kit. If I have 6, it will show you 6 separate devices with green marks, and if any one of them gets disconnected, this green mark will turn into red.
Okay.
So you can have all the features on the screen of the tablet. You can see all the information regarding the device, the name of the device, how much space is left in that device, which command is currently running. You can see the battery, you can have the alarms, you can have the KPIs on the device. So everything you can see on the tablet itself. Any more questions about the screen? Any doubts? Okay, so after I have run the test for a particular duration, I click on stop test.